Okay, so can you guys hear me? I'm back. Hopefully people are still staying on. We're gonna go ahead and continue because we're almost done. We just have one more secret to go through. So hopefully you guys heard the last thing I said was using the blessing challenge and using the F word, but not that F word. So your call to action is to make sure that you pick one person or one situation that may have hurt you, that may have left you bitter, resentful, and filled with fear, and actually work on forgiving that person. And I also want to add what you can do is say, I bless you, I forgive you, I release you, and I let you go. I bless you, I forgive you, I release you, and I let you go. I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. So if you guys will use that for as long as it takes to dissolve those negative feelings, then that secret will start to get you out of the rut and stop your blessing blockings. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go with the last secret, which is secret number 4. Be like Nike and just do it. I think we might have a, okay, there you go, because I thought it cut out again. And so secret number 4 is be like Nike and just do it. And so I want to ask you guys, why do you wait? I'll wait. I'll let you guys think about that and ask yourselves, why do you wait? Yesterday you said tomorrow, and you're always waiting for the perfect opportunity for it to be perfect so you can actually leap and do the things that, for me, God is telling you to do. I read the Bible, I read a lot of spiritual texts, and a verse that stuck out to me is obedience is better than sacrifice. And I'm going to repeat that again. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Because we all have these to do, and we procrastinate and we wait and we don't do it. And a lot of the time we don't do it is because of lizard brain. And I mentioned lizard brain before. Especially in today's social media world, you see pictures, you see videos of people doing amazing stuff and their life being so amazing, and you feel like a loser and you have lizard brain. And you just wonder like, oh my God, how are they doing that? And I can't do that. And you put your focus on that again. Remember that our first secret so much so on what's going on outside of yourself that you get distracted and you actually do not move off a dead center. You wait. Some people said fear of failure. Yes, Jada, we're still live, so come back on. So some people said fear of failure, fear, frustration, change of ideas. So I just want to share something with you guys. I'm going to share a personal story later on, but I also want to share the fact that I still have those feelings of fear of failure, especially with just looking at my story personally, because like I said, my life is my message. Looking at my story, I have a law degree, I have a master's, oh my God, this is so amazing, but I still have this fear of failure that, oh my God, I'm starting this new venture and it's gonna fail. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But you know what? You won't know until you try it. So you have to try it to see if you're gonna fail. And at the end of the day, unless you've invested like $1 million in this, you're not gonna die. And even if you have a family, you're smart enough to understand what you can do to be able to be successful and not let the fear of failure stand in the way. Because for me, it's the fear of failure, but also the fear of success. Because the closer that I get to success, the more self-sabotage that I have to deal with. Because feelings of unworthiness come up. And I think that when you deal with fear, with doubt, with fear of failure, there's a lot of feelings of unworthiness. You don't feel as though you're worthy to be able to accomplish those things, like it couldn't happen. And it's the same thing that I talked about when I got the opportunity to apply for the Fulbright. Fear of failure. I was like, I'm not smart enough for that. I'm smart, but who gets that? No one in my family has ever gotten that high. How could I do that? So it's actually listening to that voice saying, Thank you for your contribution. I love what you're saying, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a story. And I also want to share a quote with you from one of my online mentors that says, figure outable. And figure outable may not necessarily be a word, but you guys get the gist of it. So with anything that you want to start, you have to tell yourself everything is figure outable. When I started my site, I had no idea what a domain name was, what a hosting site was. I was like, what is all this stuff? I don't know what this is. And I could have just given up because it was too hard and I didn't want to do it. Congratulations, Auntie Donna. If you're retiring from, yeah, retire in 5 months. So that means in 5 months that you have to do it. So right now you have to start prepping for your passion because that's why you're put on earth. So you have to do it. You're taking away from our gifts. We need your gifts. So going back to that, my example was starting this website. I had no idea how to put technology together, all this technical stuff. That wasn't my thing. But I could have let fear stand in the way and be like, oh, well, I didn't go to school for this. I don't know how to do this. But I took the motto, everything is figure outable. So I want you guys to take that and remember that everything is figure outable. There is Uncle Google and Auntie YouTube, and there is anything under the sun that you want to find out how to do, you can do it, but you have to take the first step. And so I'm going to close with giving you guys a story about how secret number 4 worked for me in my life. Be like Nike and just do it. So I had gotten my Fulbright fellowship and I was living a life working for the Ministry of Justice, and I got this little whisper that was saying you should start a natural hair care business. And I said, why would I do that? I have a Fulbright. They're giving me money. It's amazing. I have prestige. I don't want to do that. But it kept gnawing at me and I couldn't ignore it. And asked me what I put in my hair and if I was selling anything. So I said, okay, I'm going to try it. Why not? Fear of failure. I'll bust my face. It'll be okay. I'm still going to do it. So I remember staying up until 3 a.m. in the morning, coloring in my little labels and drawing Black women with like lots of hair and sticking it on my little bottles and just feeling really proud that I had accomplished this first thing. I had never made hair products for mass consumption. And so I made probably about 50 little bottles that I was going to sell: shampoo, hair conditioner, hair pomade, things that I use in my hair. So I went to bed at 3 a.m., got up maybe about 5 hours later, just excited, juice about what was about to take place. This was the first time that I was ever going to do this. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me clean my room. Let me get ready for the day. I'm going to go sell my products. It's going to be amazing. So I'm cleaning out my purse and now, mind you, the day prior to that, I had gone to apply for a country ID, like a state ID, so I could have ID and I wouldn't have to carry around my passport. So I had to take my passport so they had proof of ID to make sure I said who I was. And in all the commotion, there were so many people in the office that I guess I misplaced it. So I'm sitting in my room and I cannot find my passport. My passport is my legal form of identification in West Africa and has all my visas for a year. So I'm sitting on my bed. I go get my roommate. My roommate helps me out. We still can't find it. So I sit on my bed, and I always say that there are defining moments in life. That was a defining moment for me. Was I going to coordinate my covers and for TV? I was everywhere, and I was in Kenya, I was in the United States, I was featured on YouTube.com, on a whole bunch of blogs in the States and all over the world. And it was a testament to actually, somebody said I cut out again. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Did I cut out again? Oh, come on. Come on, God. Let me just finish this. Can you guys hear me? I think I'm back. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, so I'm back. So the last thing that you guys heard was talking about me losing my passport. And so I'll just start from there. And I lost my passport, and it was the day that I was going to go sell my natural hair care products for the first entire time, my entire life, a new venture that I was going to try out. And I remember sitting in my room and thinking, should I just crawl under the covers because I've lost my passport? Whole visa, the process is crazy. And I sat on the edge of my bed and I said, F it. I'm going to be like Nike and just do it. And I went ahead, I packed up all my little products. I went to the hair meetup that I was going to be selling out. A friend was there to help me out. And the most amazing thing ended up happening. I sold out of all my products. It was one of the most amazing and defining moments in my life. I was interviewed for TV. It was shown all over the world. I was on yahoo.com. I was on a whole bunch of blogs. I just gained a lot of notoriety for my business and my website. And so to me, that was a defining moment and a testament to faith and taking the leap and actually being like Nike and just do it. And it really showed me that you cannot let fear stand in the way because you're going to die anyway. You're going to die and you might as well do it and live your heaven now. And it's not to sound woo-woo, but this is the main reason that I wanted to do the webinar, because I want us to get out of the rut and get unstuck with these 4 secrets, because these 4 secrets, and I want to say secrets is because we know them, but we don't apply them. And that's why they're secret, because they're so simple. But if you actually take into account secret number 1, focus. Secret number 2, what is your motto? Secret number 3, forgiveness. And secret number 4, just be like Nike and just do it. So I want to close with that. Oh, and of course I have to tell you what happened after that. So I got home. A friend of mine actually took me out for sushi, and it was an amazing day after that. I got home and I sat in prayer and I kept repeating my prayer or my affirmation. I choose to live in trust. I choose to live in trust. And the voice came back and said, everything will be okay. Get up early on Monday morning and go back to the office before they open and sit there and wait for them. And I said, okay, I am not trusting. I don't believe this, but I will obey. And I had been running around all day in taxis, going to lunch meetings the day that I lost my passport. So I told myself someone stole it and copied it, and there was a new identity and a new Bibi walking around somewhere in Abidjan, and that I would never find my passport again. So that goes to show you all the negative thoughts that we have instead of actually choosing to live in trust. So I got up early before work, and I went and I sat down and I waited and I waited and I waited for, I think, an hour and a half. And the man comes in and he's like, hey, mademoiselle, how are you? How was your weekend? I was like, I was great. He was like, we ran after you left on Friday. And I said, excuse me? He said, I have your passport right here. And he unlocks a little drawer and takes my passport out. And I almost cried, because what if I had waited? What if I had waited to go to that natural hair meetup and sell my products? What if I had waited? I would have missed out on the opportunity to build my faith, to sell my products, to get new clients, to advertise my business, and to be interviewed for TV all over the world. What if I had waited? So I want to ask you the same question. What are you waiting for? Literally. Because I will probably do this webinar next year in 2016. And I don't want you guys to be back on a call saying that you waited and that you repeated the same year again. So in order for you to not do that, you have to take some quiet time and actually connect with your spirit and ask yourself, what makes me happy? And put these 4 secrets into practice. So we're going to close with your action piece. Your action item is to pick one thing that you're going to do right now. And it can be simple. It can be as simple as going to wash the dishes. The one thing that I'm going to do right now to get out of the rut is for me to clean my living room before I go to sleep. And on blast, I don't want to clean my living room. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. But I'm going to do it because I understand that with taking action and getting out there, you actually build your self-confidence, even if it's something small. Because when I wake up in the morning and my living room is clean, I'm going to feel so much better about myself. So I really want to emphasize that point. Take action, no matter how small it is, and use my story. Like I said, my life is my message, and use my story to inspire you to do the things that you say you want to do, even when you're scared and even when you think you're going to fail, because you'll be dead in probably, I'd say 100 years, unless they figure out some new technology. So do the things that you've been putting off. The worst that can happen is that someone can either tell you no or you fail and you try it again. Why not? So I want to go ahead and close and give you guys information about my program that we delve back into. All the things that we talked about on this webinar, I deal with in the 4-week program, February 1st, called Enough is Enough. There you go. So we already have an action item, which is taking out the trash. Very good. I'm always in such a hurry that I often leave things unfinished, and it's also slowing down. So somebody already has their action item, which is taking out the trash. Mine is cleaning up the living room and just putting things away. And so I want you guys to check out my course. And if it's something that you are able to invest in yourself, because what I also had to realize, which I didn't share on the call, is that when I woke up out of the daze and told myself enough was enough, I had to invest in myself. And I ended up paying $2,000 for a program on how to run a business, how to get a website, how to get clients, how to build courses, because you have to be humble enough to understand that you don't know it all. No matter how intelligent you are, you don't know it all. And somebody else knows better than you, and you have to humble yourself to ask for help. And that's what I did. And I invested in myself. So part of getting out of the rut and getting unstuck is understanding the value that you have and the ideas that you have and making sacrifices and investing in yourself. And so that's what I ended up doing for my business. And what's crazy about it is, even though when I say $2,000 sounds like a lot, I was able to get on a payment plan. I found something that worked for me. It was figure outable. I figured it out because I knew that it would pay dividends. And what ended up happening is, when I finished building my business, putting everything into practice that I had learned through the course that I paid for, I was invited to speak in a different country. My airfare was paid for, my hotel room was paid for, and I gave a 3-day workshop where I was paid $2,000. And so I want you guys to marinate on that, because it goes to show you that before you are blessed, you have to bless yourself or bless somebody else. And it sounds counterintuitive because we don't want to give. We want people to give to us, and we want things to happen to us first. But in order for you to be blessed and to move on and get out of the rut, you have to take the first step. So check out my program. It's called Enough is Enough. And this was an amazing call. And I'm so glad that you guys stuck through it, that you supported me, and that you came in and listened tonight. And so we have another action item, which is to organize my apartment so I can do thorough cleaning. Yes to cleaning and picking one thing. So make sure you check out my site. Hopefully you guys, if you're familiar with my work, my site is www.omgiloveyourhair.com. So check it out. Send me a message if you have any questions. You can find me on Facebook under Delphine LaForce. Find me under OMG I Love Your Hair. Let's connect. Let me know. And like I said, check out my program. If it's something that works for you, I'd be happy and wonderful to have you If not, I'll see you on the next go round. Another action item is investing in myself. Organized to-do list. Very good. Very good. Let's see. And yep. And Jada, you can do it and finish your dissertation and defend in February. I believe it. Wind the call down. I just want to bless every single person that came out tonight and that listened and that was patient enough with my message. I'm super grateful that you guys stuck through it. And thank you again for listening. And I will see you on the next set of webinars that I'll probably do in about a week and a half on a different subject. So send me a message on something that you've been working through that you'd like to hear more about. I love you guys. I bless you guys. And I'll see you on the next go round. Peace.